Welcome to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
All right, YouTube. They've got now the same idea as TikTok and Instagram and obviously Facebook, and they're changing the name. I'm getting tired of the name change. Can we just call it what TikTok called it originally, which was, I don't even know what the hell they called it. Well, what was it? It's not remixes.
Yeah.
It's duets.
Duets.
Called it duets. And that's where you take on a video that you love, that you like, a short video, and then you literally just either point at it or have some comment before or after the video. And that's it. And now YouTube has said, we're going to call it collab. That's actually the most appropriate name because you're collaborating with whoever you're pointing at.
I agree.
But, dude, I'm getting, it's kind of confusing.
Wait a minute. There's a difference. There's a difference between duet and stitch. Stitching is where you enter yourself. That's kind of what I do. Like where you the mashups, right?
Yeah.
Remix or duetting is when you're just reacting. And it looks to me like this is going to be like a duet where you're just reacting, side-by-side format.
You got it, man.
Okay.
It's literally just side by side, pointing at it. And I haven't tested it out yet, so I don't know if I can reduce the audio of the original video and then increase my audio, or is it just me pointing with none of
It says it's a direct copy of the duet functionality. So if that's the case, you will not be able to adjust the sound. You can comment, but they won't. They'll only can read your lips. Basically, yeah, you're just reacting, which is great. I mean, I agree with you. First of all, calling it collab, that's more appropriate than all of the above. I love it. It's necessary. YouTube has some hella creators. I guess my question is, I guess this is only going to be on shorts, correct?
Yep.
So. But man, there's a lot of big YouTube creators that you could basically hijack engagement by collabing with some big names. I think I'm going to collab Mr. Beast.
Why not? That's probably the best one to do, man. And then a few agents, maybe grabbing Ryan Serhant, right? And some other popular real estate agents or ideas. And the whole idea goes back to what Jeff and I talk about in our coaching, and that's when you go in and grab a trend or you grab an influencer that pertains to your specific topic, like the world you're in, and then you do this, that's the easiest way to create content. Like Jeff, you're becoming the master of the Ozarks. And if you have another person that talks about the Ozarks, it's easy for you to now grab part of that trend or even grab part of their influence. Just simply point at it, and now you have more content. It's the easiest way to create content.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although I will say, and I agree to a degree. I think once you get to a level of influence, though, like I have now, it's like I have to inject my personality because that's what people are there for. You know what I mean? So it's like as you're growing, yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like now, and I mentioned this, and I know we're going to talk a little bit about this, but I think part of the reason why I'm having success is because of that authenticity that even the sexy creators don't have. They just have this really cool drone and this really cool editing and this really cool camera. And I am being human. I'm stealing their videos, putting myself in front of it, and then talking about what's going on. And it's also pulverizing because I get trolled hard.
Well, it's part of it, man. But look, this is a perfect transition into the next topic we want to talk about. One was YouTube Shorts. Short videos aren't going anywhere. Duets influencing, great. But the storytelling piece, I mean, that is what... honestly, that's why I tuned into Jeff's stuff. I want to hear his take on it. I'm like, okay, is Jeff going to be like controversial this time? What's he going to post? I want to know what his take is on it.
Well, I'm not even trying to be controversial. It's just people are so opinionated. Like, if you disagree with me, I'm just wrong, right?
The fact that you bring up shit is controversial because you have to think how people are looking at it. They're looking at it with their minds already made up. So whether you want to be or not, just by you posting it, it's like, oh shit, right? That's the cool part. You're letting people decide what they're deciding on before you even post it because they've already made up their minds. That's part of storytelling You're doing a great job there. So with storytelling, I think you grabbing a piece of content and then telling a story behind it, I think that's key. Like you really engaged me with the post about the boat that crashed into the side of a house, right? And you're telling a story there. So take me through that and then explain to me how we can do that locally.
Well, I would call that, I don't know if I would call that storytelling. Maybe it is to a degree. It's the funny thing is I don't know if you want to call it a mistake or a mistake that worked out really well, but the way I introed the first one, so I did 3 updates on that one, but the original one that I did, I was about 24 hours late, and I said, I led in the video with, I guess I need to talk about this. And people jumped all over me, like, why do you need to talk about that? Who the hell are you that you need to talk about this? Like, and that's why I guess it worked. I didn't mean for that, by the way. That was just me freaking spitballing. But I think, so I started with, here's my opinion. That's what it was, Tristan. It was an opinion. And I think that's what becomes very polarizing. And I guess it became a story in the sense of, here's my opinion on my experience on driving a boat at night on a lake. And here's what I say you should do. This is my opinion. And of course, anybody who agreed jumped on the bandwagon. Everybody who disagreed told me I was an idiot and crucified me. So I don't know if it's also jumping on a hot topic while it's still fresh. I talk about newsjacking and then what I did, Tristan, was I then followed it up with, I'm watching this news aggregator every day and they had an update. Okay, there was an update. I have a few more details. So I came out and said, here's the funny thing is, Tristan, and this is what I want our listeners to really pay attention to. Every one of my 44,000 followers has the same access to the same news sources that I do. I don't have anything proprietary, but yet my followers are commenting saying, thanks for the update, Jeff. Thanks for sharing that with us. And I'm thinking to myself, you could have just gone and read it yourself. But it just reminds me that there's so much opportunity.
Yeah, man. Well, I think that's what sets you apart. The interpretation here, I think, so people understand what storytelling is. And this is why I love that you said, well, am I truly telling a story? You are. It's your interpretation of something that happened.
Okay. Yeah.
And I love that because if you're now training me, right? Because I've watched you grow this cool thing. And now I'm involved. I'm like, oh shit, what's he talking about next? You now have trained me to watch and be like, oh, cool. I want to know what his take on this is. And that is storytelling. Because if you look at Casey Neistat does the same thing, like who cares who this guy is? But I care, right? So now I think this is where we as a business need to start looking at and saying, well, that makes everything a possible story. If I could just think of it in a niche. And if I'm thinking, let's say I'm in Houston, Texas, because you and I just came back from that awesome event that we bought. By the way, I love speaking with you on stage. It's so much fun, buddy. So that was fun. That was a great event. We talked about social media and AI. But if I live in Houston, Texas, and I actively do what Jeff is doing, which is I look for news that's relevant, that's trending, and then I go ahead and put it up there, and then I give my take on it, all of a sudden people then start either hating on you, which is going to be normal, and more importantly, loving on you and saying that I can agree with, right? Jeff makes sense. And that's what you're looking for, because the more you show up telling stories about what's happening locally, people will be able to relate with you. And then obviously not relate with you. Jeff, how do you handle the haters?
Are you struggling to set yourself apart in the real estate sea of sameness? Do you struggle to decide where to market, how to market, or what to put into your marketing to help you stand out? It's probably because your brand isn't dialed in. A great brand involves a lot more than a photo, a logo, and a tagline, friends. That's because people don't do business with a logo. They do business with a person. Our friends at BrandFace can help you define, develop, and display your personal brand so you can stand out, outmarket, and outsell your competition. It is time to unveil your inner star. head to powerbrandtraining.com and check out their free training video. Again, powerbrandtraining.com. That's all one word, powerbrandtraining.com. Check out their free training video. It will be worth your time.
Well, there's so many now because I've grown so much that it's hard to keep up with it. So most of the time I give a like to every comment. I really actually do try to go through and never miss anything. But honestly, it's gotten to the point where I can see why an influencer says this. It's really hard to engage with everyone once your shit goes viral. And you know this because you've had videos go viral. And so I do one of two things. I respond. I guess one of three things. I respond with kindness, thanks for the follow, thanks for the engagement, blah, blah, blah. Every once in a while, I will give a technical reply. I never get ignorant. I'll just give a technical reply. Somebody, who the hell are you to share this? Well, hey, check out my channel. There's a reason why I'm sharing this, right? It's not just this, I share everything. And then video replies. I love the video replies. That's to me, such an underrated feature that not enough people are using. Is the video replies, meaning you press reply, you press the little camera in the comment section, which pops up your camera, which pops up the comment, and then you can just reply to it in a video format. And I'll tell you, Tristan, I think not only do I think audiences like it, but I think the algorithm loves it, and I think the algorithm definitely helps when you do video replies. It's a feature that everyone should be using more often.
Dude, I think that's one thing that YouTube silently released as well, YouTube Shorts. Because you're able to do that on YouTube Shorts as well, but nobody made a big deal about it. And all three of the short platforms are able to do it, meaning, exclude Facebook, but TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. When somebody responds good, when somebody responds what you deem bad, I think those are both opportunities for you to be able to respond with a video. And I think if somebody responds with something that's not deemed great or good and could put you in bad light, those make even better content. And I think Jeff has gone on a rabbit hole a few times doing some responses to those, right, Jeff?
In some cases I have a lot of fun with it. There was the one guy that made fun of my boat. And so I just went walking down the dock and basically just went on this silly rant about, you better apologize to my boat. She has feelings too. And people loved that. And of course, everybody who has a pontoon or tri-tin, of course, came to my defense. Most everybody came to my defense and loved it and just laughed. They thought it was, but it allows you an opportunity to display personality. It was easy. And there's no editing involved. It's like you just spitball and go. There's a lot of reasons why that stuff's useful.
Well, I think those two right there are the easiest way to create content. And that's you scrolling through social, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, finding what you think stands out for you. Because if it stands out for you and you are now duetting it, remixing it, whatever you want to call it, then that means it's going to stand out for the audience you want to attract. That's why it's so easy for me. It's like, I love talking about things that make me laugh or things that kind of inspire me, but at the same time make me laugh, like Warren Buffett being Warren Buffett, right? I'm like, oh, that's a good one. So I just simply duet it, done. I laughed, and other people are laughing too. And then the other piece to this is in that same one, people are going to comment. And that's where you come in and say, well, that's another easy piece of content. This is where we overthink it, man. This is so damn easy. So now when I'm thinking local, if I'm going to do what we talked about, we're all in on Houston. We're all in on grabbing news on Houston. How do we routinely show up then? Where do you go and get the local news to then talk about it routinely? What does that look like for you for the Ozarks?
Well, it's easy. It's every market has a news aggregator and a what's going on in the community aggregator. You just got to put a little effort into finding it. You know what I mean? I would say it's probably harder in a big city because there's a lot of news aggregators, and that's why niching down to a smaller community I think is easier to do. But dude, they already exist. The work is already done for you.
Yeah.
If anything, I mean, honestly, I'm just scratching the surface too. I mean, I think a lot of people would look at it and say, wow, you're having a lot of success, but I'm barely scratching the surface on like for example, yesterday, it was a Sunday. We went to one of the bars on the water that has a beach because it's where my daughter likes to play. And we pulled up and something's going on. And I keep hearing whistling and I'm thinking maybe it's a volleyball tournament because they have a beach. It's the Midwest Beach Wrestling Championships. I had no idea. I was like, first of all, I had no idea this existed, beach wrestling. And then we get up there and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And then I was thinking to myself, why did I know about this? People need to know about this stuff. And then, so then it got me thinking, gosh, I got to do a better job of seeking out what's going on. And I got to put it out. I got to be the one putting it out. So people look to me and then people start to, hey, every week he's going to put it out. And in fact, Tristan, I didn't tell you this, but people message me all the time. And it's a lot more consistently lately saying, what's going on? We're going to be down this weekend. What's going on? Where should we go?
Oh, that's so good.
I get that a lot. Yeah.
Dude, I love that. You know what you should do on that? You should do kind of like what Mosseri does with CEO Instagram, everyone. What he does once a week, and I don't know what day he does it. But you should be like, hey, guys, here's what's happening this week or this weekend. Maybe like on a Thursday. You coming down this weekend, here's what's happening from what I know. And look, if you know of something else that's happening, put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
Dude, like top 3 things or 2 things or 1 thing that I'm looking forward to. That'd be a good one, bro.
A great idea. And then be almost like YouTube where it's planned and people come to expect it every Monday or something like that.
Yeah, or Thursday. Since when do people go on to the Ozarks?
So usually Fridays, but you kind of want to give them a little. I think I would want to give them time to make them say to their significant other, "Ooh, we need to go down this weekend." So if you wait till the last minute, you know what I mean? I don't know.
So maybe like a Monday and then wait for it to pick up, like because that would give it longevity too, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday. Well, dude, that's all I got, man. I wanted to touch on those things. YouTube Shorts, a short video still alive, doing well. Duets, collab, whatever you want to call it. Finding information locally through the news, using it to create more content, responding to those comments, and then digging in a niche in your area. Anything I missed?
No, that's the general idea. Correct.
And then I know you, before I interrupted you at the beginning, you brought up AI with Instagram. Can you just because you brought it up, let's wrap up with that and tell me, what does that even look like?
Well, I don't know because they're experimenting with it, but it's interesting because it looks to me like they're going to have AI sticker creation. So in other words, there's going to be, like where you're going in to create a story and they have the little features, the little effect buttons at the top where you can write text and choose a GIF and all that kind of thing. They're going to be adding one where it's going to be AI generative tools. So in other words, it's like the AI will listen to what the message or video or post is about and automatically suggest stickers, which is pretty cool. They're going to have some editing elements as well. Probably, there's already captions, right? There's already AI captions, but like different. It says restyling. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but it sounds like they're going to have they're toying around with some AI tools that will make more creative. Cause I get this question a lot. I don't know if you get this, but people will ask me, because I'm always, when I'm teaching social, I tell people, I try to give them a suggested cadence. And for somebody who's just beginning, I tell them that suggested cadence is you should be posting a story a day at minimum. And here's why, because your bubble shows up. It only shows up when you have a story. It goes away after 24 hours. It's a digital billboard. People are driving by, quote unquote. And so a story a day. And then people ask me, well, how creative should I get? How much time should I put? And I'm like, just get in the cadence of posting daily. And this will be a new, nice, cool feature that for those of you that get in that cadence, it's going to make your life a little bit easier. And so, pay attention to that. We'll talk about it as it comes out, but I haven't seen it yet. I don't think it's out on my Instagram.
I have not seen it either, but I have seen that CapCut does it a little bit. It's like it anticipates, it watches your video and then it says, hey, maybe you need this template. And I'm like, oh, so it's listening. It's watching.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
With that, that's a wrap on episode 125. Joel, thanks for telling us what episode that was. Appreciate you. And that's all we got.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Social Genius, brought to you by Drunk on Social. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.